See, everyone has to learn to play fast bowling, and I think they are good. It's just that they got out, and Prithvi has scored runs against genuine pace in the past as well. So it's just that one ball which went through. Even Mitch Marsh, who plays fast bowling all his life, got out early. So sometimes that happens in sport. You have to give credit to Mark Wood the way he bowled the last game. And these boys go and win in Australia, England, and the other places. So it's just one of those days where they've just got out. No, he's an all-rounder. So there were 30 in the first 6 overs. The game against Lucknow. So probably Warner felt that he wasn't required to bowl because we had all our 8 overs of spin after that available. And the way Sakaria, Mukesh and Khalil bowled up front in the 6. So it's quite natural that sometimes the captain will bring them back. It's just that Nicholas Puran and Mayers played well and played some big shots and took the score to 190. Yeah, we'll miss him for the season. Players like Rishabh, Suresh, Bumrah, they're not easily replaceable in franchise tournaments because the best gets distributed to all the teams, and that's the way it is. I always see this as an opportunity for someone to become better, because Rishabh became better because MS Dhoni finished playing, and that's the way players are produced. And it's going to be the way Bumrah came in because he got opportunity to play, and I think it's going to be the same with a lot of young players around this tournament. You saw Shubman Gill getting better. You see Rituraj Gaikwad play so well. There are few around in the other teams who will stand up and play well. So it's an opportunity. And as I said, Rishabh will always be missed. But for us and for himself, the most important thing is his recovery. Yeah, it's not easy when these West Indian boys keep hitting it in the middle, because they just hit it a long way. Whether it's Myers, whether it's Puran, whether it's Robman Powell from us, whether it's Russell. They hit miles in T20 cricket. Yes, he's got to get the lines right. And most of the times T20 cricket is about clever bowling and being aware of the situation, because you play on flat wickets. The ball is still very new. You're almost bowling with a newish ball, so it's not easy unless and until it grips and turns, which doesn't happen in a number of times. So hopefully, with all his experience and ability and what he's done for India and for Delhi over the years, he'll come back well. The game has changed. Majority of teams look at keepers who can bat, because that becomes an all-rounder position. And Safraz kept for Mumbai this season in the Vijay Hazare. Obviously at this level pressure is different, but then the poor guy has just kept 20 overs. You can't pass a judgment on him so quickly. And the basic thought behind it is that as we don't have Rishabh, who was a batsman and a keeper for us, you look at teams around, you go to Lucknow, you have KL Rahul or Puran keeping and batting. You go to MS Dhoni was a keeper and a batsman, he does that for Chennai. All the teams, you go to Bangalore, you go to Mumbai, you go to KKR, they all have keepers who contribute with the bat, and that's the trend in world cricket at the moment. So you try options. Because you tried, you got KL Rahul to keep. Because you tried with Puran, you got Puran to keep. Well, I did with Dravid when I was captain. So that trend keeps continuing, and you hope that you get that extra batting option. Yeah, but that'll always be the case, because you have 4 spinners, isn't it? Jadeja, Ashwin, Kuldeep, Akshar. You have 4 of them, and only 2 can play. And what Jadeja and Ashwin brings is also a lot of batting. So this is going to be the case with him, and he's got to take whatever opportunity he gets. He's young, so I don't think he should look at it, because he's got time in his hand, and maybe at some stage he'll be the frontline spinner for India, and he's the frontline spinner for us. He'll be the frontline spinner for India. So I think he's just got to make the most of whatever opportunity he gets, and I think he does it. He played a test match in Australia a few years ago. He got 5 wickets in Sydney, and I think you got to give credit to him, because he plays, then he sits, then he comes back, performs, which speaks well of his temperament. Yeah, that's been discussed. Hopefully he'll bat in a higher position tomorrow, because his batting has really developed. The whole of this year and most of last year you've seen for India, he's batted exceptionally well. The series against Australia on difficult pitches, he's got a lot of runs down the order. and hopefully he can score runs for us. Yes, it's teams. Different teams will use that impact player according to their strengths and weaknesses, and I'm sure that's a possibility. No, we used him for his batting. We cannot just super sub on the basis of fielding. That's a very expensive super sub, to be honest. And so we super subbed him, and we super subbed him in the last over because we would have super subbed him straight away, and because Khalil finished his 4 overs, so we super subbed him. So it didn't make any difference. He was a better fielder, so he takes a brilliant catch in the last over, gets a run out. He stops a few boundaries. You're still 2-3 runs less. So that was the real reasoning behind it. You can't field the best 11 fielders, can you? You have to balance it with bowling and fielding, isn't it? You want to have the best 11 fielders, but sometimes that's not possible because you just cannot have best fielders. You have to have the bowlers as well.